Okay, now 2.3, the refuge of the great beings. Great beings. Great beings, the sight of all beings plunged in the great ocean of the samsaras, infinite sufferings, and undergoing an unimaginable variety of torment, motivated themselves for us to take refuge, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, with the idea of establishing them all in the unsurpassable and omniscient state of perfect and complete Buddhahood. That is like they want to wish, and like really the endless side of the beings plunged, or like kind of singing, melting into the great ocean of the samsaras, infinite sufferings, endless sufferings. Whoever dwell or habitant in this samsara, and they are the undergoing on the unimaginable variety of sufferings, torment, tortured. Then they have special motivated as to take refuge into the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha in order to liberate them. And I deliver those sentient beings, establishing them all, all the sentient beings in the unsurpassable, superior, extraordinary, permanent happiness, forever happiness. That is the unsurpassable, that is the omniscient state, Buddhahood. Perfect, and not kind of the Buddha or Arhat. It's complete Buddhahood. And that is the like more highest and beings, great beings is like this. Of course, beings of the great capacities have this sort of particularly motivation. Totally they want to obtain the Buddhahood, not for their own sake, but for the sake of the other sentient beings, because other sentient beings plunged into the great ocean of the samsaras. These kind of intentions, the superior preparations, arousing the great kind of, we call the bodhicittas. Also, such kind of, they have durations. The great beings, when they take the vows or take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, Sanghas, the duration for the which they take refuge from right now, this moment, until they attain the heart of the enlightenment, heart of the enlightenment, heart of the enlightenment. And that is like kind of the two rations. And afterwards, they become the heart of the enlightenment. Why you say this one? When they attain the enlightenment, then they don't need to go any more refuges. And that moment, we attain the enlightenment. We have strong and powerful being endowed with the 10 strength and the 10 powers, all the qualities of the Buddha enlightens. No personal fear at all in this. You just kind of to able remove or to protect to the other sentient beings' sufferings. For that reason, one no longer need to take any more refuges when you are be the heart of enlightenment. And also this they consider the object regarding the particular object Buddha Dharma Sanghas to which great beings to for the refuge, that the ordinary or the outer object refugee, the three jewels, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, which is the Buddha, itself is the endowed with the 4 kayas and the 5 wisdoms. And also Dharma itself, which is the Dharma of the transmission and the Dharma of the realization, that is the great Mahayana's vehicle. And the sublime Sanghas, which is the comprise the Bodhisattva from the first level, like kind of the reach the 3rd path, the path of the seeing, level up to the final stage of the 10th levels. That is like kind of supreme Sangha. That is the particularly object of the Buddha and the Dharma and Sangha, considering according the great beings. Of these 3 levels of the motivations, lesser motivation, only concerning, of course, themselves, motivated, hesitate to the lower elements, to interest, enthusiastic to the higher elements of the human and God, and also themselves. Middle beings also motivated hesitation of the 6 elements. They want to be arhat, to be enlightened, more concerning their own sake, not to the others. The great being's motivation is only concerning sentient beings. And this kind of 3 levels of the motivations. Here we should choose the way of the great beings, taking refuge out of the desire to establish each one of whole infinite of the beings in the state of the perfect Buddhahood. Like kind of this taking refuge, enhanced by the great bodhicitta, compassions. And the great beings I'm taking refuge, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, out of the desire. And also it's like kind of, maybe there's such a kind of wish, establish sentient beings, each single sentient beings, everything's included, nothing excluded, whole entire sentient beings, wherever sentient beings existence. Everybody's, they want to bring in the state of perfect Buddhahood. In order to do that, in order to get this kind of facility, quality, power, then they take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. For example, maybe Bodhisattvas concerning the happy of the God and man may seem at the first sight to be true happiness. In fact, however, it is not free of the sufferings. This is truth. It doesn't matter if we are born human or God. We are not free from the sufferings. Look in the human beings, like main principle suffering of the four rivers of the sufferings: birth, old age, sickness, death. Nobody cannot escape from this. Then there is the pervasive sufferings, the suffering of the sufferings, changing suffering, so on. Even if we are reborn in the God animals, it's not free from sufferings. Suffering of the transference, suffering of the losing, suffering of the next rebirth of the lower animals, inconceivable death sufferings. They are not free from the sufferings. And as soon as they are effect of the good actions that lead them to those state of happiness are exhausted, humans and God animals result by the good action, positives. But this is maybe not enhanced by the application bodhicitta, non-conceptualization, dedications. It's very much exhaustible positive actions. When they are exhausted, then they fell back into lower realms. Now it's very important to strive to achieve that for permanent happiness, highest happiness. Very important, not kind of in the state of the realms. Only last for a moment. The Shavaka and Pachika Buddhas no one brings peace and happiness but to ourselves alone. Not only the kind of the Shavaka Buddha, Pachika Buddhas, is only alone that become the not perfect Buddha, but kind of the Buddha. That is not concerning. Now here's, well, all beings, our mother and fathers, since beginningless times, are the sinking in samsara, infinite ocean of the sufferings. Not to try to help them would not be right. Mistake. Not good. Now it's time. We need to help to them. To take refuge in the three jewels, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, included your teacher, with the wish that all the beings may attain Buddhahood, is right now, in this moment. Therefore, the way of the great beings and the gateway to infinite merit, absolutely, that is the way we too should adopt, it is said in the Jewel Garland. As there are the infinite kind of the beings, to wish to help them is infinite too. This is like kind of in the sutta saying like this. And this is like kind of the Bodhisattvas. The garland, the jewel garland is Nagarjuna's text. And here it says, of course, the sentient beings are the infinite kind of the beings. And the wish to help them is the infinite too. So that is like kind of the great beings, absolutely like this. And also, of course, we're talking about yesterday, outer refugees, inner refugees, and also the secret refugees. We're talking about a lot. Outer source of the refugees, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Generally speaking, is the Buddha's teacher. Dharma is the path. Sangha is the convenience. Inner extraordinary, inner object to which they go to the refuge, comprise the Lama, is the source of the blessings, root of the blessings. The Yadam is the who is the root of accomplishment, all the siddhis. And the deity is Dakinis, who is the root of the activities. And that is the inner we are, says our source of the refugees. The refugee, according to the special, sublime method of the Vajra essence, comprise the fixed channels, the moving energies, and the indestructible of the bodhicittas. The ultimate infallible refugee is the indestructible nature state. That is the ultimate source of the refugees. Therefore, we are realized that, kunchu sungu deshi tsabasam, tsalung tili rong yon xiongchup sen, ngowo rong yon tuji jongkorla xiongchin himbi par the hyapsan chus. That is the ultimate refugees. Now we studied and outer source of refugee, inner source of refugee, ultimate source of refugee, outer like relative source of refugees, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Inner is like a extraordinary source of refuge, Lama Yedam Khandro. Absolutely, the source is the mandala of our own nature of the mind. That is like this. Then how to take refuge we can to study tomorrow. Okay, do you have any questions?
Thank you. Luzga is asking.
Yes.
If I am truly aware at this moment that I have Buddha nature, the same as my root guru, does it mean that at this very moment I am already a perfect Buddha, not different from root guru?
Yes, if you have to, but you realize it or not. That's the point. You have nature, absolutely. And
anonymous person, according to the 12 links of interdependence, if there is ignorance.
What they?
According to 12 links of interdependence,
yes.
If there is ignorance, there comes formation.
Yes.
Formation is the cause of consciousness.
Yes.
Enlightened beings do not have ignorance. Then why do they have formation and consciousness?
Enlightenment has no ignorant.
Enlightened beings do not have ignorance.
Yes, enlightenment also has ignorant, but they ignorant is not as the ignorant. They have the nature ignorant, then it's not really ignorant. This truth, now no more. Okay, thank you. So nam da tam ji zi ba nya to ni ni bu da nam tam ji de xie ga nan ji wa lan tru. Se pun so len dro ka dro wa xiao xiong qiu san qiu ren bo chen ma xie ba na xie de yi ba nen ba me ba dong gong ni gong den pe ra xiong qiu san dong man de xie xiong qiu xiu la yo ra dong song ji nang ji yang song xie da jie li na pong wa xiu. Oh yeah, maybe we are quite going to very well, and maybe everybody to study. We stop to a little early because it's lunch times. Therefore, and you can to study a little bit. Okay, okay. Thank you. Bye bye.